So my dear students, in the first video we started with the algae. I hope you remember the examples for unicellular, multicellular, branched filamentous and unbranched one, colonial form and the seaweed. So I hope you have remembered each and everything. Let us move on to know more about the algae. That's nothing but what does the cell wall consist of. The algal cell wall consists of two layers, that's inner cellulosic and the outer composed of pectin. These are the two substances through which the cell wall of the algae is made up of. So the inner layer is made up of cellulosic, means they are made up of cellulose, and the outer layer is composed of a substance called pectin. You are supposed to remember this one, very important. Okay, then the algae consists of various type of photosynthetic pigment. As I said you that majority of the algae are green in color, and I said that they are autotrophs. What do you mean by autotrophs? Autotrophs are nothing but the plants which can prepare their own food. They are capable of preparing their own food with the help of a pigment called chlorophyll. These chlorophyll are present in the plastid. The plastids which are present in the plants. So they give the pigment chlorophyll is going to give the green color to the plant. Majority of the plant which you see around you, my dear students, they are green in color. The reason is that they contain a photosynthetic pigment called chlorophyll. So here in the algae, you are going to see various type of photosynthetic pigment. Not only chlorophyll, along with chlorophyll, you are going to see some other photosynthetic pigment. They are nothing but chlorophyll A, which is the most essential pigment. Then carotenoids, and the third pigment which they possess is phycobilins. These are the three pigments which are present in the algae. So algae, majority of the algae contain these three pigments called chlorophyll A, carotenoids and phycobilins. The food which is reserved in the algae are the reserve food material in the form of starch, laminarin, starch, mannitol or fluoridine starch. These are the names you are supposed to remember. My dear students, the stored food material. The stored food material in the algae are starch, laminarin, mannitol, or you can say fluoridine starch. So these names are important. It will come in the competitive exams. The question may arise on the storage of the food. So all the names you are supposed to remember, not only one. So algae may contain in the form of starch, some other algae may contain in the form of laminarin, some other may contain mannitol or fluoridine starch, which you are going to see when we are going to study in detail about the algae. So let us move on to study more how reproduction is going to take place in algae. How they are going to continue their generation. What is reproduction? Reproduction is a process in which the offsprings are going to continue their generation. Okay? Fine. So reproduction in algae is going to take place by three ways. That's nothing but vegetatively, asexually and sexually. See, algae are going to reproduce by three methods. Algae can be reproduced, algae can continue their generation with vegetative reproduction, they can go for asexual reproduction, or they can go for sexual reproduction. So vegetative reproduction is mainly going to take in place by fragmentation in filamentous form. As I said you, filamentous form. What was the example? Please recall. And cell division in unicellular form. Which was the unicellular form? The unicellular form was chlorella. Which was the filamentous form? You did not remember the names I have said you in the beginning. Spirogyra and Eleutherix. Okay. Now coming to the asexual form, by the formation of various types of non-motile and motile spores. So asexual reproduction in algae is going to be done with the help of formation of different kinds of spores. It may be a motile or non-motile. The most common being the Zeus Pores. Important again. One more question. What are Zeus pores? Zeus pores are asexual reproductive structure found in algae. What are Zeus pores? Zeus pores are asexual reproductive structure found in algae. One more question in theory. They are flagellated, motile, and on germination give rise to new plant. So these Zeus pores are flagellated and they are motile. On the germination they give rise to new plant. So asexually the reproduction is carried out by the formation of non-motile or motile spores. Special kind of spore we call it as Zeus pores. Fine. Let me pass on to the next reproduction. The next reproduction is sexual reproduction by the formation of and fusion of gametes. So sexual reproduction is by the formation and fusion of gametes. So sexual reproduction you require male and female gametes and fusion has to be taken place. It may be isogamy or it may be anisogamy or oogamy. See my dear students, these terminologies are new to you. The terminologies like isogamy, anisogamy and oogamy, that's nothing but which is a type of sexual reproduction which is going to carry out in algae. Isogamy means fusion of gametes. The gametes are same. You cannot differentiate which is male gamete and which is female gamete. Both look like similar. Fine. Anisogamy means fusion of the gametes which are different. Male gamete you can differentiate into female gamete. The structure of a male gamete will differ from female gamete. Male gamete may be large and motile. Female gamete may be small and non-motile. In this way you can differentiate male and female gamete. Oogamy is nothing but fusion of the gamete. It is just a fusion. It may be similar or dissimilar. Okay, so reproduction in algae is going to carry out by three methods: vegetatively by the formation of fragmentation, asexually by the formation of motile and non-motile zoospores, and sexually by the fusion of male and female gametes. I hope reproduction is understood by you. Let me proceed on to show you the structurally the how reproduction is going to carry out asexually and sexually in a diagrammatical way. Can you see? I hope it is clear to you. You can see it in the picture clearly. It is given one algae is going to give rise to many by the mitosis, and then they are going to come out in the form of Zeus pores. In the same way sexually they are fusion of male and female. Can you see plus mark and the minus mark? Male and female gamete, they fuses, they form zygopore, then meiosis is going to take place, then you are going to form new plants of the algae. Thank you. We'll continue our session in the next video.